Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. All right, so in this video, I had another thought throughout the week, and the thought was surrounding the topic of bullies that we've been talking about. Now, another way that bullies can come about, or they can start to evolve from a person, is when kids have their parents getting divorced or separated, okay? And usually what happens when people get separated, when the adults, the grown-ups, they go their separate ways, many times there's blame thrown, okay? Because of the guilt, because it didn't work out. There's a million different reasons, but there's always all this junk that's being thrown. And this child is in the middle of that, listening, to each parent throw junk at each other, right? It's just rubbish. It's nothing important. It's nothing useful to any of them, okay? To blame this way and blame that way, that it was their fault that it didn't work. It was their fault they weren't loved. It was their fault, their fault, their fault. Okay, you get the picture. So what happens, and this is the most common scenario for divorces and separations, okay? It's never an amicable separation where they can be friends, and think of the child as the most important thing. They usually, each person just thinks of themselves, and they need to, let it out, that this was not acceptable to them and all the stuff that goes on with it. Anyway, so this child is then caught up between these two adults constantly throwing all this garbage at each other, okay? They're in the middle, and a lot of times it goes into their ear. They'll be in the car with one of the parents and, because your father, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll be with the mother, the other one, the father, and because your mother, blah, 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 blah. And so this poor child is hearing all this stuff about the two parents, which, by the way, he loves, regardless of all that. He loves both his parents. He's going to love one more than the other, because this is what I think a lot of adults are trying to achieve. They want to win the love of that child, that they are the better parent. Okay? But both of you created this child, and children tend to see what's beautiful in each of us, regardless of what you two are throwing at each other. They don't want to look at all that. They don't. They don't want to know, that you're not a beautiful human being, or that one of their parents is not a beautiful human being. They do not want to be ashamed of who their parents are. It makes them ashamed of who they are. And so many times these kids will go in to their environment with other kids of the same age and younger, and that's how they become bullies. Because somehow, they can't tell these adults to stop. I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to be caught in the middle of this conflict, in the middle of this battle between the two of you fighting it out. I don't want to. Nobody does. Nobody wants to live in conflict all the time, or listening to nasty things being said all the time about people that they love. Okay? Because they love you, both of you, regardless of what you've done or haven't done. They love you. And so this child will now go into school and be surrounded by other kids, their same age, younger, and that's their way out. To become the bully. That's their release of all this that's being thrown into them by these two adults. That's their way out. It's, I can't deal with it anymore. I'm just going to pick on you, and that's my way out. Whether it's physical or just verbal or whichever way, but the nastiness has to come out somewhere. All this nasty stuff that's going in through this child's ears, because I got two, right? Through the ears. It goes in, and it's in here. And unfortunately, this child's too small to throw it back at these adults, that I don't want to hear it. You two do what you want to do to each other, but I don't want to hear it. Because the child they feel like they have to take a side. This is where they're placed a lot of the times. They need to choose a side of which parent is better. And no child wants to do that. No child wants to have to choose one parent over the other, ever. Ever, ever, ever. To them, both parents have qualities that they admire, that they love, that they treasure. Both of them. Looking back, I adored my dad. I loved everything about him. To me, he was perfect, as a human being. But I look back at my mum, and my mum was, I mean, she gave me all this strength, you know, that you can do anything. She made me believe in myself far more than my dad ever could. You know, it was just her way of saying things to me that made me believe that I can do anything. I don't have to be afraid of anything in this life. I can learn how to do it. I can do it. That was her. And I could not be who I am today without her, without my mum. Because many of my strongest qualities actually come from my mum. You know, so think about that. If you're in the middle of a divorce, if you're the parents, you know, and you're getting separated, think about how you're talking about the other partner, no matter what they did wrong. No matter what they did wrong. Just think about what you're saying to your kids about that partner. Try and remember the good things. Try and remember that you have them, that you have these children because of that partner. You chose that partner. And you have these children. Have gratitude for that. And go from there. You know, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. Talk to your kids about their day. Talk to them about your day. Leave that out. Because it's not good for your soul. It doesn't make you feel good as a person. You know, talking bad about the other parent. And I can promise you, it definitely doesn't make your kids feel good about anything. Nothing good comes out of it. And this goes for all the videos. If you can't say something good, if you can't say something nice, something positive, something to lift up another person, don't say anything at all. Because it not only crushes their spirit, but slowly, it just, your spirit just, it's not good. Yeah, it's not good. All right. So it does nothing for you as a person to talk bad things about other people. You know, to judge other people in a negative way. Nothing. All right, my darlings. So remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And please share, because sharing is caring. All right, my darlings. Mwah! I love you guys. All right, remember to, I'll see you in the next video. I already said remember to share. Okay, bye. See ya.